baking dry.
Hi, it's Sophie here. I'm at Wembley Arena with Chase and Cadence. How you all doing?
Yeah, good, thank you.
I've just realised it's going to be really hard doing this, isn't it?
I won't talk a lot.
You won't? Shall I just face that way? Okay. So when you found out you were doing this event tonight, what were the reactions? Can you recreate them for me? The faces, the noises?
That's pretty much.
Something like that.
That was pretty much all of them, yeah.
Good. And what about friends and family? Was it one of those things where they thought, oh God, they're actually doing really well. This is good news.
My mum's well proud, bless her. She's been all over Facebook and Twitter today. She's like, oh,
She's
so
here as well,
proud.
isn't she?
Yeah, she's here as well.
So is Jack's
yeah, she's
family.
looking forward to it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Does it make you nervous when friends or family are watching?
For me, it's worse when family are watching than when you're like.
Seeing a friendly face.
You find it comforting.
Okay.
You're out on your own there. I think everyone else is like, oh no.
It's like that about most things, really.
Yeah, really. Now, are you going to have drinks before? Because I heard Dan likes to dress up as a woman when he has drinks.
Yes.
What's your sauce? That happens a lot.
Someone has done some good digging there.
That's great. He gets.
I did a lot of travelling for a year and a half, but it was free drinks for ladies. But if you dressed up as a lady, you got free drinks. So to put on a dress for free drinks, it didn't seem like a bad thing.
We can definitely say when Dan went travelling, he found himself.
A version of himself.
I
Yeah.
don't know how this information got leaked.
Yeah. But yeah.
Was he convincing as a lady? Have you seen photographic evidence?
Fit, yeah. He's done well.
So drinks are going to happen or not?
I think maybe we'll have one for the Dutch Courage, and then after, a nice few to celebrate. I think there's a TNA after party at the Hilton as well, which will hopefully hang out with the rest of us.
Yeah, good.
Now with TNA Wrestling.
Yeah, he's their VP of production.
I think it's creative or something like that. Yeah.
So have you had any interaction with him? Or?
Not yet. We've seen him around. We'd like to. Mark Andrews, who's actually singing on one of the tracks tonight, and is one of the wrestlers. He's going to introduce us to him later because we're all obviously massive Smashing Pumpkins fans, and fans of what he does here as well. So he's a big name, and so we'd love to meet him.
Okay. Have you prepped anything that you're going to say to Billy Corgan if you're faced with the Corgan? No, you can't do that. You can't.
Yeah, no, I'll probably just say hi, and that'll be enough for me.
Solid.
Yeah, and I'll take myself away.
Are you generally quite cool and chilled out when you meet your heroes and things like that, or are you still a bit like?
I'm still a massive fangirl. As I just said, I was quite a fangirl a minute ago with your partner. I just love. It's sometimes completely overwhelming that we are getting the places that we are. Sort of rubbing shoulders with certain people that we've looked up to. So I personally have still got to put a lid on it a little. But
It's hard. I'm always against people that really suck up and fangirl. But when we played with Taking Back Sunday, I was like, when I walked past Adam on the stairs, and I was like, I'm not worthy. that was my biggest fangirl moment ever. But yeah, I think we try and keep it cool. We try.
The Taking Back Sunday one was a big deal for us. We were still very much sort of, what's the word, short in the tooth, is that the phrase? Anyway, it's a phrase now, hashtag short in the tooth. So that was mind blowing for us to be standing next to Adam Lazar having a cigarette with him. That was
insane.
Crazy, yeah.
And did the experience live up to your expectations in terms of performing at the same night as them? And
totally. I mean, you have this sign of, I personally had this sort of perception that when you get that big, the arrogance kicks in and maybe you're not as nice as you were before it, but actually that's completely wrong. They were the soundest, most down-to-earth people ever. They invited us into their dressing room and we had a cup of tea with them, rock and roll. But yeah, honestly, really chilled back. They've all got families and lives at home, and I think they've been doing it for so long now that they've they're just kind of anaesthetised to it, I guess.
Do you feel like if any of you ever got a bit of a big head, you know each other well enough that you'd be like, oi, stop it?
Rob.
Oh dear.
We have to bring him back down every now and then.
Deflate, I think. I think we know each other well enough to say, stop it, you're being an
We
idiot.
keep each other in control.
In check.
I'm the least arrogant person ever, so I would not let that happen. That's my.
The most arrogant thing you've ever said.
Yeah, that's the most arrogant thing I've ever said. That was literally obviously. Damn. Yeah. That's like the only compliment I'll ever give myself, is that I don't think I'm quite an arrogant person. So I hope I would. Yeah, if we ever got big, I would be like, I'll just punch you if you get big-headed.
Aggressive.
Yeah, it's the only way with these guys.
Dream rider requests, and one was like a black pug, another was volumizing powder for the hair.
Yeah.
I think both of those are mine.
Rachel Wiley's underwear was on that list, I think.
That could have been mine.
That's mine.
Filth, absolute filth.
Yeah. No, clean.
What have you got tonight in your realistic rider?
We don't actually have one. We've got free catering, and they put us up in the Hilton across the road.
Nice.
So I think we can sort of have drinks and stuff there and not be charged for. The TNA guys are so accommodating. Like, they've done so much to make sure we're happy and comfortable. So we're stupidly grateful for everything they've done for us. So yeah, we don't need a rider. Basically, we've got everything we need.
Though, we usually have, if we're lucky, we get some water on a rider.
Yeah, might get a glass of water.
Maybe a couple of beers if we're really lucky.
Whoa, beers, no. We're lucky to get water.
Survival thing that we need, water. Yeah.
Now, talking about the wrestling, were you the sort of chaps that when you were younger you kind of wrestle with your siblings and your best mates and try out all the moves, or were you... It's changed.
I was in the dressing room yesterday, we were just choke slamming each other.
I always remember like forward flipping off the arm of the sofa and always giving myself a nosebleed, trying to like 360 frog splash my little brother, and I gave up wrestling after that.
How old are you?
So you're quite stupidly excited about tonight in terms of just the wrestling itself.
Yeah,
Especially after.
I love wrestling. Yeah, I referee for a local company in Hertfordshire called UBW. Yeah, UBW. They're great guys. They have like their own training school and they put on their own shows and everything. So yeah, it's always fun. And I love wrestling. So wrestling.
Now, this is my first wrestling experience. What do I shout? What am I meant to do as an audience member?
Okay, so
TNA was a chant going.
TNA, yeah.
That was
One
a
big
good
thing, whenever there's like a chest slap, you've got to shout woo. Like that, yeah.
Woo!
Like that. Yeah.
It was our
that's
first
a
one
decent one.
yesterday as well. So, but the atmosphere is incredible. I'm sure you'll love it.
Yeah.
Talking about your music, I hear you're going to start writing soon.
Yeah, I mean, we're releasing an EP. We've already written an EP we're going to record next week and release later in the year. But we've started to write towards our debut album. We don't really want to rush it. We've done an EP before. We've done a few singles and done another EP, and then probably move over to an album, hopefully. So yeah, we're writing for that now.
Okay, in terms of comparing it to what you've released already, is it the same sort of theme, or have you changed up things? Or?
Well, in Dear Life, I think was the first time that we really introduced any sort of synth, and we've kept that in a few tracks on the EP. We've had some comments on that. Some confused, some love it, some don't like it, which is totally fine. But we've decided that we're going to keep that as a part of us, but not make it a big thing, you know.
Yeah.
So hopefully equally riffy. We've got some slowest parts in there, and some of which we'll play tonight, but there'll be acoustic renditions of, not the original hard, heavy version.
They're a lot more like riffy, I think. Like we seem to have
definitely.
progressed back in the day when we were basically an emo band, which is fine because I'm an emo. But like we've progressed into like a really kind of riff-based band, and I think that's really cool. And just as Rob said, kept the kind of catchy choruses, big choruses, with some programming and stuff. And I don't think it's changed too much.
No, it's not. It's not much different from Dear Life. Obviously, every release is always a bit different, but it's not. No one's going to listen and go, "Who is this?" Hopefully, if they've heard us before, they'll know it's Chasing Cadence.
Okay, and would you say the general tone is happy, we're in a good place, or oh god, life's hard, kind of?
It's serious concepts.
Right.
We try and deal with serious concepts, but we try not to make it too like emotional. We're very emotive in our performance. We're quite active. You know, when we play a full rock set, we try and climb as high as we can, move as much as we can, and sort of convey emotion not only through the music but through our performance. We are all emotional people. We deal with some controversial subject matter, I guess, but it's something we can draw from and relate to, or have friends that relate to.
Though we're not too depressing, but
it's upbeat. I mean, it's active and energetic, if nothing else, despite the lyrics maybe perhaps being a little more serious.
Interesting. Okay. How long have I got to wait for this? Like to hear the next stuff?
Well, we're recording next week. We'll probably do a few videos for it, and then we've got to start a press campaign. So we're probably looking towards the middle of the year, maybe late spring. That'll be that. We might also do, because of this, we've had to put together an acoustic set because they couldn't accommodate for a full electric set. So we are thinking of also maybe doing like an acoustic EP just to show people the other side of Chasing Cadence, that we can do the laid back, stripped back, more vocal orientated stuff rather than the heavy, riffy, loud, fast.
Was it quite stressful when they said actually you've got to rework all your songs to make them work acoustically? Where you're like, oh god, how are we going to do that?
It was. We had to I sent Rob a few ideas. Literally just recorded a few voice notes, and then Rob turned them into what we're playing tonight. So it's been quite a long process.
They've changed the key to bring the vocals sort of lower down in the range, because obviously when you've got big drums and guitars behind you, you can probably hit some high notes, but when you've got that acoustic light stuff, it's quite hard to be hitting some of the highs, so we've had to transpose quite a lot. It's been fun, really. I think we've grown as a band though by having to do it, and it will be really useful for the future. I love the acoustic stuff personally, so I hope everyone else does.
Sure, we will.
You've got to say that.
Confident.
You've got to say that.
Now, talking about festival season, you've played Download before, which I imagine was amazing.
It was incredible.
So what's the benchmark for this summer? Well, what's the ones that you want to do in an ideal world?
We'd really like to play Reading and Leeds, I think. We've had some superb support from BBC Introducing, both in where we're from, in three counties, but also from Devon. They were down here earlier interviewing us as well. So hopefully they can at least put us forward, but then it's out of their hands whether we get picked for that or not. We'll find out later in the year. But yeah, that'd be amazing.
Okay, well, I wish you all the luck in the world.
Thank you.
And have fun tonight. Just enjoy it if you can.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah.
We'll love it.
Okay, well, hopefully see you at festival season.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thanks, Sophie.
Thank you. Bye. We should end it with like a wrestling chant, like.
Do you want us to choke slam you?
Maybe later.
Actually, no, because Simon will come up here and kick our
He'd probably cheer you on, actually. Carry on, lads.
Yeah.
Thanks.